Wow. It's shocking beyond anything I have ever experienced. And it's actually so horrible that it's basically unbelievable, even though I'm standing here and I've been walking here and I've been looking at things here. It still feels like, you could never convince anyone that this is actually what is happening and what has happened to these people and what the Israeli government has done. It will be a very difficult thing for anyone to actually believe in. So it's totally important that people come to visit and to see for themselves. Because the world community that cares about peace and cares about truth and cares about justice will have to find a way to deal with this. We cannot let this go as if it's just okay, especially those of us in the United States who pay for this. I have come here in part to see what I'm buying with my tax money. And so far I learned I have bought the deaths of about 200 women, about 400 children, hundreds of casualties of all sorts, people without limbs, people who are now suffering mentally and who will suffer forever. They will not get better because there are some horrible things that happen to you and you don't survive them. So as a taxpayer and as a citizen, and a taxpayer in the United States, but a citizen of the planet, I feel that we have to stop this. This cannot continue. This endangers the world, especially when we learn of some of the weapons that the Israeli army used against the people. White phosphorus, for instance, some other atrocious chemical thing that makes your limbs basically fall off without being bloody. I mean, who ever heard of such a hideous, diabolical thing? And all the things that they have used, people here being shot, and the doctors sew them up. 3 days later, they notice that the wound is basically turning to a piece of dead meat, and this goes right into the rest of the system. The liver is destroyed, the people die, and this means that the number of people killed here during the early days continues to increase because people are dying days after the assault. So we want to learn all of these things, and we also want to hold accountable the people responsible. These are war crimes. These are crimes against humanity. These are crimes against my heart. I'm very fortunate that I don't generally have expectations. I prefer to be in the moment. So I was completely open, but nothing could have prepared me for this in any case, no matter what I expected, which is a good reason not to have expectations. It is humongous. It is incredibly sadistic, brutal, horrible. Fortunately, we have some teachings, especially in Buddhism, that help us deal with the fact that there are some individuals who have a greed that is so powerful that they cannot even imagine that the people they're harming have feelings, and so they just destroy them. And this is a classic example of that, of people in power in Israel who obviously just don't even consider the Palestinian people as sentient beings. They want the land. They've taken almost all of it already. The international community has not stepped in to stop this. The United States has aided and abetted it at every turn. It's truly shameful that our government has been complicit in this destruction of these people. My message to the American people, to the Obama administration, to all of the people who are involved in seeing this continue, is to look for your own soul. Look after your own soul, because this is where you're losing it. Also, if you cannot be fair in understanding and in dealing with Palestine and Israel, if you cannot be fair here, why should the world believe that you're fair in any other area? And the world is watching, the world is very aware, the world is awake to this dilemma. And the world will judge you on how you behave in this situation. On International Women's Day, we went to be with the women of Gaza, and they had a huge celebration, and we were a part of it, and we were shown so much true affection and true generosity and true love, loving kindness, that I got a real glimpse of the Palestinian spirit and the Palestinian soul. And as one of our delegations said, I don't think the Israelis are going to be able to destroy all of this. They will destroy so much of the material in Palestine, but they will never destroy the Palestinian spirit. It's a very strong and good spirit. Meanwhile, I think they are destroying their own spirit, and they may well end up with all of the land, every centimeter of the land, and no soul at all. And then they will have to ask themselves, are we Jews still?